Welcome to this holiday edition of Where You Live. I'm your host, Jennifer Waldy, and on today's show, we're going to take a closer look at everything that makes the Kootenays so special this time of year. We're now at the Kootenay Gallery of Art in Castlegar, and I'm joined by Val Fields. Val, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
One of my favorite things about the holiday season is just the opportunity to buy unique handmade gifts from local artisans in the area. Now, Val, there are a number of artisans in this area, correct?
Yes, and as you know, the West Kootenays is known for its rich artistic culture. And if you know about the Columbia Basin Culture Tour, it happens every August where there's a weekend where artists or the public can visit artist studios and galleries, and you know that if you've ever done it, there's no way that you can visit all the studios because there are so many artists that live in the whole region. And also those artists have chosen to come and live and work here and create and can support themselves by being in this region because there are several places that support them. So each community, for instance, Caslow has a public art gallery and they show regional exhibitions. Touchstone's Nelson Art Gallery and Museum has, right now, they have an exhibition of 10 regional artists and a beautiful gift shop that all year long sells local art. The Trail Visac Gallery, Rossland has all kinds of art galleries and studios. And then of course this gallery that right now it's the public art gallery, but right now we're showing well over 100 regional artists in our exhibit and sale for Christmas. So it's a great opportunity to support the local artists that show and sell here.
And what do you think draws artists to the area? Is it because there's such an abundance of them already?
Yeah, and because they support each other. They share studio space, they share kilns for firing pottery, and then there's also our regional and municipal governments that support them in terms of the Columbia Basin Trust, the wonderful resource there where we can get grants in order to support their craft. And then things like Sculpture Walk that the municipal government has recognized as important to support arts, culture, not only economically, but socially and culturally. It's really important to support it. To give the community a balance, it attracts tourists, it attracts other professionals to come and live and work here.
And now it is important to, you know, for the public to encourage these artists to make sure that we still have such a variety in the area. And that's why it's so important to shop locally, correct?
Yes, yes, locally and to buy something that is handmade. We often get people coming in looking for retirement gifts, somebody's moving away, or a student is going on an exchange to another country and they're looking for something that is handmade but is also something that tells them this is where I live. This represents where I live. Also, by buying something that has been made by a local artist and you're supporting that artist, you're supporting the venue where that item was sold, the gallery or the gift shop. And then in turn, you're supporting the local economy. And also, we often think, oh, we can't afford art. You know, art is out of reach. I love going to galleries, but I can't buy a piece of art. But anything from the smallest ornament to one of the pottery mugs or a piece of beautiful tapestry that's been woven by a local artist, that's all art. And you're buying a piece of art to give to somebody or keep for yourself, and that's pretty cool.
let's talk about the wide variety.
Yeah.
You know, as you mentioned, there's Christmas ornaments, there's pottery.
Yeah.
There's really something for everyone, correct?
Yes, yeah, for all ages. Yeah, there's lots of jewelry, amazing jewelry that has been handmade because we have the Kootenays Studio Arts in Nelson through Selkirk College. We've got all kinds of graduates from there, just beautiful jewelry, all kinds of pottery, wood, the beautiful Duke of War ladles, the wooden bowls, paintings, photographs, ornaments. Yeah, there's just an amazing array of things for every age. Yeah.
One of the nice things about buying locally is that because you don't have to worry about shipping, you can buy great last-minute gifts.
Yeah, yes, and these gift shops are open all year round, the galleries and gift shops, so just trying to keep them in your mind when you have that special occasion.
You bet.
Yeah.
One of my favorite childhood memories is getting out and exploring what the Kootenays has to offer with my family. I'm now joined by Diana Dukes, who's going to tell us all about what the Kootenays has to offer. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
And so let's talk about, there's so much to do here in the Kootenays, especially during the holidays. The kids are off school and you've got all your family here. So let's just get right into it. What can people do here in the Kootenays?
Well, for the families, it ranges from cross-country skiing, alpine skiing, up a whitewater ski resort. Getting into town, going and dining, theater events at the Capitol Theater, Civic Theater, Touchstones Museum. Oxygen has art classes for the family, all ages. So does Touchstones now. They have some really great family participatory events happening. And if we move up the lake, we've got the artisans all along the lake. A lot of them are still open throughout the holidays. Stop in and visit Gary at Wooden Bowls or one of the painters or pottery people along the way. And we carry on, we get up to Ainsworth Hot Springs. And everyone loves to go to Ainsworth Hot Springs, all ages. It's such a great facility up there. Spend the night, have some dining on the food. They have a new chef there that's catering to the Tanaha food cuisine of the Lower Kootenay Band, which is a fabulous addition to the area. And you carry on a little farther and you get to Kaslo. Kaslo has cross-country skiing. They have beautiful hotels, accommodation for people to stay at, relax, do walks along the river. So from Nelson to Kaslo, amazing. If you want to go outside of that area and do a little more hardcore adventure, there is cat skiing and heli skiing that's happening throughout the area from Nelson all the way up to Meadow Creek. So there's no shortage of things to do when you're here with a family.
And that is one thing that makes the holidays here in the Kootenays special, is that there is so much to do outdoors, right?
Yeah, I mean snowshoeing I forgot to mention also. You can rent or bring your own snowshoes. Fat tire biking is a really cool thing. Whitewater offers fat tire bikes, as does Jerrick's. You can rent them. They have electric ones even if you're not so keen on pedaling up all those hills that we have in the area. So those are some other alternative activities. Or just walking along the lakeside is a beautiful thing to do.
And what do you hear from tourists when they come to the Nelson and Kootenay Lake area, especially in the winter? What are you hearing from them?
Well, we are a pretty unique location. So steep and deep, which is part of the Whitewater tagline, is true to our area. So we have steep terrain and deep powder. So people love the powder skiing. So I think one of the common things that people end up saying is this place is amazing. It's awesome. It's funky, it's quirky, it's artsy. It's kind of got it all going on. This small little heritage towns from Nelson all the way up to Kaslo has a lot to offer everybody, and it's not just outdoor activities, it's the indoor activities and the dining and the arts and culture too. So finding awesome is our slogan right now, so people are finding awesome here and sharing their photos and their stories.
Now let's talk about the entire Kootenay region. Like, you know, we talked about the Nelson and Kootenay Lake, and I know that is your focus, but let's just look on the broader range. You know, there really is something for everyone here in the Kootenays, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. If we're talking all of East and West Kootenays, you have Fernie, Kimberley, Revelstoke. These are epic destinations for people that want to do outdoor activities, skiing, snowboarding. So I would do a trip down the Powder Highway if I had time. Give yourself 5 days or even a week if you really can give yourself the time, and travel between all of the communities. Roslyn's only an hour and a little bit away from Nelson. Go ski Red in the morning, and you know, the next day ski Whitewater Ski Resort. Head off to Fernie and go there. So traveling around is very convenient. The highways, the thoroughfares are really accessible all year round. So I'm able to do the Powder Highway.
And not only do we have the Powder Highway, but we also have the Hot Springs tour that you can do in the area too.
Of course, Nakusp, Halcyon, Ainsworth. Oh my goodness, they're phenomenal. It's a beautiful way to relax. Yeah, we talk to a lot of people that come here just for rejuvenation. Fitness centers, yoga, meditation, Ainsworth Hot Spring, all of the hot springs. Yeah, absolutely.
So there's no shortage of things for people to do here in the Kootenays this holiday season.
No, in fact, we're starting off with a winter kickoff. Starts tomorrow. Winter kickoff is going to be an event with about 30 different events happening for about 10 days. And we encourage people to come here and take it all in and go to events. You can find out what's happening. We have a calendar that has events for the whole region. At any given time, there's 1,500 events posted on this calendar. It's all on the Nelson Kootenay Lake website. You can find it there. There's maps, information about the area. Yeah, lots to discover through the website.
Absolutely, and what's the website address?
NelsonKootenaylake.com. So yeah, look forward to people coming to the area, enjoy it, embrace it, love it, and find your awesome.
The holidays are a great chance for friends and family to get together, and one way to do so is with a glass of seasonal cheer. I'm now joined by the publican of the Lion's Head, Troy, and we're going to be sampling some of the seasonal beer that's available here in the Kootenays.
Sounds great, Jen.
So now the Kootenays have a number of local craft breweries in the area. They're kind of popping up all over the place, aren't they?
Absolutely. It's been we've seen a great resurgence of craft beer in the Kootenays in the last 5-6 years. Started with the oldest brewery in the area, Nelson Brewery, and then from there we've seen Trail Brewing pop up, we've seen Rosslyn Brewing, we've seen Torchlight, we've seen Backroads, and we've seen the Savoy Brew Pub also open up as well.
So what makes craft breweries so unique?
Well, it just really boils down to the beer that they can make and the inventiveness of the brewers. So the brewers have license to make whatever type of beer they want, and during the course of the holidays, they come out with some really fun beer.
Now, what is a traditional seasonal beer? What we have here before us, there seems to be a lot of stouts. Is that traditionally a seasonal beer?
Well, as the weather changes and we run into these cooler weathers, that's when we start experiencing darker beers, darker nights, darker days, and a lot of the heavier stouty beers are the ones that seems to appear in this time of year.
You bet. Now, what we've noticed so far with just even smelling, now that we've poured the glasses, even just smelling the beer, is that there's a lot of chocolate and a lot of espresso as well in the beers, correct?
Absolutely. I mean, coffee, chocolate, espresso, these are all really great components in these stout beers that really warm you up. You know, they're great beers to sit by the fire, you know, around a campfire, at your house, around the table. They're really great beers to share with friends and family.
Absolutely. So let's not sit here and smell it any longer. Let's just start sampling some.
The best part.
All right, Troy, so let's start with the Trail Beer Refinery.
That sounds great. Our newest brewery with a traditional stout with hints of coffee and chocolate. I'm excited. That's really nice. I can definitely taste the chocolate and the hints of coffee in there. Well done.
You know, I'm not a big fan of beer. Typically, I'm more of a wine drinker, but I definitely do taste the chocolate and the coffee in that beer, and yeah, I could definitely drink that.
That's very great. A lot of the fastest growing marketplace for beer is women.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now we're going to move on to Nelson's newest brewery, located on Baker Street, Backroads Brewing, and they have a milk stout. So tell us all about that.
A milk stout is a stout that is sweeter, and they use lactose in the brewing process from milk to create that sweetness, and it makes for a very smooth beer and very tasty.
So what should we expect from Backroads?
Backroads is brewed with a brewer named Mike Kelly, a very talented brewer and fantastic guy, and his beers are always very well done. A very sweet, full-bodied milk stout, roasted barley espresso notes, and complemented by a rich, smooth mouthfeel.
I'm excited. Let's try it.
Let's try it. It's very sweet, very delicious, almost like a dessert.
So would this be a good beer to have with maybe, your Christmas dessert or?
Absolutely.
Oh, it is definitely a lot more sweeter than the other ones.
Yeah. And that's the thing with beer, it's good anytime.
Now with the stout, as mentioned, I'm not a traditional beer drinker. The stouts that I'm familiar with are more of the Guinness and those sorts of things. But these ones aren't as heavy as those sorts of beers.
Absolutely. There's definitely a trend more with a lot of these darker beers. They're coming out with these stouts. They're not as heavy. They're more sessionable, if you will. There's an opportunity there where you don't get that full feeling, that really thick mouthfeel, which is important for the craft brewer.
So moving into a stronger beer now with Torchlight Brewing Company. Now they've been around for a number of years. Tell us all about the 11E1.
I was going to talk a little bit about Torchlight, the brewery itself. They've come out of, they had a really small system. They've gone through a new recent expansion and moved into a large facility that's in the 20 hectare category. So they're a very great brewery who shows the success that you can get with the perseverance and really caring about your product.
Absolutely. So what can we expect in the 11E1?
The 11E1 is going to be a potent stout. It's going to be the kind of beer that we're going to share, and we're both going to have smiles on our faces at the end of it.
Excellent. All right, well, I'll let you go first.
Wow, that's a very dark, extremely malty and toasty beer, and you can definitely feel the warmth.
Oh yes, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, that one will definitely warm you up after a day out in the playing in the snow. So we've covered the local beers that we have here, but really all over. There are a number of craft breweries from all over the region, and you bring them all here to the Lion's Head for people of the Kootenays to sample. So let's talk about the next one that we've got lined up here.
Yeah, absolutely. We would do a disservice to craft beer without mentioning Spinnaker's Brew Pub. Pioneers of the craft brewing industry in Canada, the first brew pub in Canada. Essentially, this brewery is the grandfather of craft beer in Canada. So, we're really proud to carry them, and we're really thankful that we get to carry their beer.
And they also offer a seasonal beer. So, and it does look a little bit lighter than the ones that we've been sampling so far.
Yes, this is a traditional nut brown ale that's been steeped with chai tea. So it creates a very unique flavor, and Spinnaker's has always said beer has to be fun.
Well, I am a fan of chai tea, so let's dive in and sample it.
You can really taste the spicy notes, and definitely a bit of a lighter beer. So this will be a really nice one out on the patio.
Oh yes, it is much spicier, and you can really taste the chai in it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's good.
So last but certainly not least, we have one last beer here from another brewery, and this one is just up the Shuswap Valley. Is that correct?
That's right, in Sorrento. This is Kootenays Brewing, and they're an organic brewery out there. They grow the majority of their ingredients on their functioning, workable farm, and just really great folks. And Brian and Rebecca brew Irish style. And we're talking about the Old Puddinhead. This is their seasonal beer. This is the type of beer that's really good after skiing, really good in the hot tub, really good time to have this type of beer. It's a little bit more potent. We're sitting at about 8.5%. So it's a really fun beer. Let's try it.
You bet, let's try it.
Wow, I'm tasting a lot of coriander. I'm tasting some spiciness. That's a really tasty beer.
Oh, that is nice, and definitely a lot more alcohol content than the previous one.
Yes, some more warmth there.
Yeah, for sure. So there's lots of variety and lots of different seasonal beer available throughout the Kootenays, correct?
Well, I think that's one of the fun things about craft beer is all these individual brewers put out their unique expressions in the seasons, and beer is fun, and it's a great thing to enjoy with your friends and family over the course of the holidays.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of these beers are also only available for a short period of time, too, correct?
Yes, as the seasons change, the beer styles change, and so that's what we have to look forward to every year.
So no matter what brewery you go with, there there's lots of seasonal beer to choose from right here in the Kootenays. And no matter what, enjoy your holiday season responsibly. And from myself and everyone at Shaw TV, we want to wish you a safe and happy holiday season. I'm Jennifer Waldy. Thanks for watching.